Hi guys, welcome back. So let's talk about Ireland in this year's Six Nations. A bit of a mixed bag, a slow start, but then it was capped off with just a brilliant performance against England. It's what they needed, and they just brought everything together at the end there. The set piece, the defence, the kicking game, the chasing game, and they finally got into some good attack with offloading and continuity. Because at the beginning of the tournament, even though it was pretty solid, I'd say, it was a bit uninspiring. There was some good attack with some, standard round the corner play, coming onto the ball quickly, but nothing particularly exciting. I think Andy Farrell was trying to build into the tournament with solid performances, good basics, which makes sense. But then that was torpedoed 14 minutes into the Wales game when Peter Marnie got sent off. They were probably a bit better than Wales in that first game, but with 14 men, they weren't going to win the game and didn't. So they were absolutely crestfallen there. And then again, solid but uninspiring against France, not quite good enough. So really disappointing. They wanted to build a solid base, which they didn't. Playing against Italy, they were excellent, absolutely excellent. But in this Six Nations, no one was disappointing against Italy, so very hard to draw comparisons there. Against Scotland, they got the job done, but they did let it slip towards the end. Scotland came charging back when it looked like they were in control. And again, questions asked over. It's just a little bit uninspiring. What's new? What's exciting? But then against England, they brought it all together. They set their benchmark. Some big performances from a lot of established players especially. That's what was good about Ireland, maybe in comparison to England, is a lot of their established players stood up, especially in that last match. Murray coming back in, I think, made a big difference. So just having a look at the players, props is incredibly solid. Healy, Kilcoyne, Furlong and Porter, absolutely nailed on, especially the way Porter filled in for Furlong so well when Furlong was injured. Then Furlong came back and was great. At hooker, tricky one. They were definitely trying to give Kelleher some game time. He's not quite there yet. A few errors. So they settled on Herring as their number one, who's a solid player. Probably not the one for the World Cup or the future, but I don't know. I think they probably should have actually given Kelleher a bit more time, but at least he's got his feet under the table now. Second row, though, was a big success. Even when Ryan was injured, not a problem. Henderson stood up. Byrne, when he went into the second row, was great. Some worries that he's not quite big enough to play second row, but I don't think that's a problem. And Baird looks like a fantastic prospect. So those four, absolutely fantastic. Byrne again, when he came into the back row, was great as well. What a player. Probably their player of the tournament. At 7, Connors and Van der Fleer. I can't quite work out who the number one is. Connors, some fantastic defensive work, hard as nails. Van der Fleer, very quick around the park, industrious. But I think it's still open for grabs, that 7 shirt. So if a youngster comes along and performs well on the summer tour, they could be in there. At 8, Doris was the man they were trying to go with, and it was looking really good until he got injured. What a shame that is. He was a bit of a bolter for Lions selection, potentially, if he'd had a good tournament, but didn't play enough, I don't think. But Stander, his last tournament for Ireland, brilliant tournament, super solid. What a player he's been. And I just want to add, any flack he's been getting about the residency rule is unfair because he's playing by the rules, and definitely criticised the rule but not the player. And he's just been brilliant for Ireland, given his all. At 9, they were going with Gibson Park a lot, and he's okay, but I'm not sure he's the future. I think they should have gone with Casey more, especially when Murray was away. I think they missed a trick there a little bit, but hopefully we'll see Casey in the summer. Murray came back in the England game, absolutely supreme. What a performance. As did his mate Sexton. But Sexton, he is slowing down, definitely, but he's not doing anything particularly wrong. But Burns and Byrne, not quite sure they put the pressure on him that they needed to. But the good news is Carberry's back and playing for his club, looking good. So hopefully he will go and play for Ireland in the summer, because I'm pretty sure he's not getting selected for the British and Irish Lions, having not played in this tournament. Wingers, bit of a mixed bag. Lowe, disappointing. His first game I thought was great, but then after that, disappointing. Found out some poor defensive work. Definitely will be going back to Leinster with a lot to work on. but I don't think they're going to throw him away. They haven't got a huge player base in Ireland, and someone with that talent they'll certainly want to improve and come back. Stockdale we didn't see a lot of. Lama, again, same sort of thing. Earls was the one winger who came away with loads of credit, showing that he definitely isn't finished yet and as quick and sharp as ever. And then big success story at fullback. They've been playing around with Stockdale at fullback with some success and some not, but Keenan's come in and said, I'm a proper fullback, absolute class. Is he a worldie of an attacker? Probably not, but he makes very low errors. And he's got a little bit more of a linking game on him than previous incumbents in that slot as well. So well done to him. And then, like I said, the whole tournament was rounded off so well against England. It just gives them a benchmark where they can say this is where we need to be on every performance, and they know what they can actually achieve. Otherwise, it might have been a little flat for them this tournament. So let me know what you think about Ireland. I'll let you know what I think about them as a whole and also all their players. Who should they play in the summer tour, and which players should go on the British and Irish Lions tour? And until next time, I will see you then.